Okay, good day, my people. How are we doing? You get one video where I see today, but that video was it was made in a local language, in Igbo language. Igbo language is a tribe. Igbo is a tribe in Nigeria, and this video was made with that language. And before now, I and my friends, we've been discussing about this. We've been talking about it. We've been reasoning. We just the reason am how it go be. How will it be like? How will the future be like? You know? But this video just came today, and when I saw it, I said, okay, I'm going to say my mind about it, and it will be in English or Pidgin. I'm going to mix the both. You know, before now, in Africa, because this video is especially for Africans. In Africa, as we are told, because we are not giving birth to them, then tell us, say, there was slave trading some years back. And majority of Africans, majority of our ancestors, majority of our forefathers were sold into slavery. And they were moved to Europe. Some were in Germany, some were in Holland, that's Netherlands. Some are in US, some are in Britain. And after so many years, none of them could trace back their roots, their ancestral roots. And that is why we have their own children are now answering Black Americans, Black British, Black Germans, Black Dutch. You know, they can't trace back their ancestral roots. Now, after so many years, so many wonderful years, things have a bit gotten better. Africa, Black race has somehow gotten her independence. And the thing that happened many years ago, 400 or 500 years ago, is kind of gradually coming up via migration. You know, because of the African leaders that we have now, we don't swear, say, they no go fit make Africa better. I'm not going to use Nigeria as an example. They no go make Nigeria better. No good health care, no good quality education, no employment, nothing for her citizens. Hence, everybody is migrating. For the past 5 years now, there is a word that has been coined, Jakpa. Jakpa. Everybody they Jakpa. Everybody they run because of the hardship, because of the mistreatment meted on us by our African leaders who have sworn never to make Africa good. They all travel abroad. They all say good things abroad, but they've refused. Hence, it has gingered and geared us towards everybody moving, leaving the continents. Now, the problem is this. When a young man travels abroad, it's good. Traveling is good. It's part of education. But you know, when you move from where you are, that you've gotten used to as a child, you move from where you are and you went to another place, and you notice that that place is kind of totally different from what you are used to. That place, they treat you like human. You have quality healthcare system, quality education, quality good road, 24/7 lights. You now start testing a new kind of life, like heaven. You now find yourself, it will not become difficult for you to go back home. Because you know that where you are coming from is opposite of where you left for. And because of that, when you now eventually, as a young man, maybe you went there as a single guy, and eventually you now got married. Let's say you came back to your country. Now I'm talking to Nigerians. As I'm talking to Nigeria, I'm also talking to other African nations. If you got married, okay, you now bring your wife to that place. Your wife will not give birth to your children. Let me tell you something. The truth of the matter is this: when your wife and your children have lived in that country that is so wonderful, like US, Britain, UK, Australia, Canada, when your wife and your children, I'm talking about you as the man, when your wife and your children start testing that which you've been testing, it will be difficult for them to agree to go back to your hometown, your home country, and thereby creating what happened 400 years ago. What happened 400 years ago was via slave trading. But now, the ancestral roots being lost is now happening via migration. If you're a man and you so much hold tenaciously your ancestral roots, you hold them tight, like you are so mean about it, I will say is a suggestion. I'm also suggesting to myself too. Leave your family in your home country. Leave your family. This is a suggestion. Leave your family in your home country. They can visit you. You can go home and visit them, so that your children will also grow in your home country while you're abroad making money. Although it has its own consequences of not growing with your family. Which is the second suggestion now. If you are migrating with your family, with your wife, or you are bringing your family over, discuss with your wife. Say, we'll have a target. We're going to stay in this country for 10, 15 years only and gather what we need to gather and go home. Let it be an agreement. Let it be like you set a goal. Set a goal. When you don't set a goal with your wife, you see yourself being carried away. There are so many people making a lot of money in Africa, living good, yes, but the majority, the percentage is very low. Now, if that's the second suggestion, the first one I told you is either you leave them in Africa, leave them in Nigeria. You can make paper for they can come and visit and go home. You can go home and visit them during your vacation and come back. That is the number one suggestion. Number two suggestion, bring them, but before they come, have this heart-to-heart talk with your wife. Discuss it, that we are going to stay here. Babe, let's see, we are going to stay here for 10 years. Let's gather what we can gather. Or 15 years, then we are going back as a family. Then that will be good. But if you don't have a goal, you don't have a plan, you just want to migrate, because the truth of the matter is, once you do that, it will be very difficult to decide on coming back home. That's just the truth. It will be difficult to come back home. So now, the ancestral roots being lost is happening again, like I said, via migration. It's no longer via a slave trade, but via migration. Because those your children, when they grow up, they will get their citizenship. They don't know anything about Africa again. They don't know anything about Nigeria. They don't know anything about Kenya, Ghana. They will marry over there. They will now become black Americans. It will continue again. But the only way all these things can stop, which is the third suggestion, is by all of us holding our leaders accountable to build Africa, so that the migration will stop. See, let me tell you the truth. If Africa have what other nations have, when you travel to US, you will just come back, because what are you missing? Everything that is in US is in Africa, is in Nigeria, is in Kenya, is in Ghana, is in South Africa. Everything in Britain is in Africa. Everything in Australia, you will find it in Africa. If you travel, you are traveling for the sake of traveling. You are not traveling because you want to run away. So that's the third one. Let's try and hold our leaders accountable, our wicked leaders accountable, so that they will build Africa that will suit us. Africa is just like hell. A lot are running. It shouldn't be so. God has blessed us with all the natural resources that you can ever think of to see any other place in the world. Every other place in the world, they are tapping from Africa. But yet, Africa is in abject penury, pain, and poverty. And all we are migrating just to have a better life. That is why when you taste good life over there, to come back will be a problem. Well, thank you very much. Share this video and God bless you.